let's head straight back into the Wellness Hub and learn a little bit about the world of breathwork.
My name's Sally Howe. I'm from Flow State Mind Breath Motion, and we're here at the beautiful Kingscliff for the Seaster Day event. So what I do with Flow State Mind Breath Motion, or Flow State MBM, is I work on functional breathing. So this is breathing for everyday breath. This isn't a breathing technique like for yoga or anything. This is how you're breathing when you go into the supermarket, or when you're driving the car, or when you're talking to somebody. And then also I do breathing for surfing as well. So that's more about surf apnea, how you're holding your breath, and how you're recovering as well. So yeah, it's all about CO2 tolerance training. We breathe in a percentage of oxygen, breathe out a percentage of carbon dioxide, and that gas exchange determines how much oxygen we actually absorb into our body, determines how fast we breathe, whether we're breathing from our nose, from our mouth. And really what we want to be doing is that we want to be breathing from our nose most of the time when we're on land, but in the water, it's very hard to do that. So you want to be able to breathe through your mouth in a controlled way and understand the sensations that we're having, because when we have high CO2, it brings some quite yucky sensations in the body that can sometimes feel as though that you're running out of oxygen, but actually it's quite the opposite. So when you understand what's going on, understand the psychology and the emotions that come out, and then learn the skills, then there's choices of handling the intensity of the situation and the unpredictability of the situation. And, you know, we might not be able to avoid being held down, but what we can do is use our skills to recover from that hold down, make the right decisions to get out of the impact zone, and then, you know, move out the way to recover the breath so you can carry on surfing. I listened to Laura's speech last week at an event, and, you know, she talked about getting smashed a lot, and it does take lots of training. She does a lot of underwater training. You need to be able to build that CO2 set point. Everybody has that CO2 set point where we need that urge to breathe, and through repeated exposure and training, you can shift that point along so you get more comfortable with the breath hold. And yes, you're getting ripped apart and smashed around by the waves, but it's very much being able to keep you cool and understand the training and then implement it, so when you do pop up, you can make those decisions to get out of the way and into safety. So somebody who's on a 10-foot wipeout is going to have a very similar experience to someone with a 2-foot wipeout if they haven't, you know, if they're not used to surfing big waves, because it's very subjective. The fear is still there, the panic is still there, those sensations are still there. So I like to teach everybody this, whether they're big wave surfer, whether they're small wave surfer, because we're in the ocean and Mother Nature can claim us if we panic. So it's really important to be able to know what's going on, implement the skills, and stay calm so the right decisions can be made.